One of my favorite supplements I like to recommend for stress is ashwagandha. Ashwagandha is a great substance that's been used in Ayurvedic medicine for stress for years and years. I mean, like thousands of years probably. It's very much clinically proven to reduce stress, and the clinical studies show that ashwagandha reduces cortisol. Now remember, cortisol is that fight or flight thing, so when you get startled or when it's difficult for you to fall asleep, this is one of the things that helps slow that down. I want to be clear though, there's a bunch of different types of ashwagandha, and some companies have actually created different almost isotopes, so that way you can find exactly what you're looking for. The general dose for stress and sleep is somewhere between like 125 and almost 600 milligrams. It's clinically shown to reduce stress in adults at 125 milligrams up to 500 milligrams. The brand name is called Sensoril. Some companies will take Sensoril and they'll put it into their stack, their supplement stack. And so you just want to be aware, this is actually a very highly produced substance, and it's in a good way. So it takes out all of the junk and really narrows it down to the few things that we know clinically help reduce stress. 600 milligrams for a special ashwagandha that's called KSM 66 actually showed improved mood as well. So when you're thinking about it, it's kind of cool because now not only is ashwagandha something that you can look at, but there's actually types of ashwagandha that can be very, very helpful. So what did we see? We saw a reduction in depression and anxiety, which was really the big one, and in their general health questionnaire. We saw drops from about 70% positive to only 2 to 5% positive. So when you're talking about it, it's really quite effective, and that was versus placebo. What I tell people to do is buy a small bottle, try it at the lowest clinical dose, see how it works with you, check with your doctor first, make sure you're not doing any interactions. But the Sensoril, I personally have tried once or twice, and I found it to be quite effective as well. Now, the next one that I want to talk about is L-theanine. L-theanine is kind of interesting because historically, this is actually the amino acid that's found in green and black tea. And oddly enough, it helps support sleep. Now, you'd think, it's in tea, Michael. Why is it going to be supporting sleep? L-theanine is really interesting because it actually helps relax the body by acting on alpha 1 and 2 EEG brain waveforms. So what this means is when you are awake, but your eyes are closed, your brain is sending off really high spiky waves. When you take L-theanine, they start to slow down and they start to quantify, which is really quite interesting. It really does support better sleep at right around 200 milligrams a day, in part by actually stimulating the release of serotonin and GABA. We're going to talk about GABA in just a second, but it really helps you unwind. So L-theanine is one of those things, even though you see it in green and black tea, do me a favor, don't take it in green and black tea because it's full of caffeine. You can take it just as the substance. You're going to actually do pretty well with it. Somewhere between 50 and maybe 200 milligrams is a good area for supporting stress.